my playhead in the first frame of my clip, I'm gonna hold Alt on the keyboard and move up to make a copy. I'll select the copy and hit Shift R to create a freeze frame, which is indicated by this little icon here. And then I will hit Control D to bring up a clip duration, and I'm gonna set it to 1 second. Hit change. I'm gonna hold Alt on the keyboard or Option if you're on Mac, and I'm gonna scroll up on my mouse wheel. I'll place my freeze frame over the tail end of my first clip. I'll hold Alt and I'll make 3 other copies. That's because I know I want to break down my character into 4 frames. Holding Shift, I'm gonna scroll down the mouse wheel. I'm gonna minimize the icon. I'm gonna hold Alt and create 2 more copies. And then I'm gonna box select all 4 copies, right click, and create a new Fusion clip. In Fusion, you should have 4 media ends. I'm actually going through here and delete these merge nodes. Then I'm gonna disconnect my media 1 from the media out. And then go in and grab a background node, connect it to the media out. With the background node selected, I'm gonna go into the inspector tab and bring down the alpha. I then take my media 1, take the output of it, connect it to my background. It's gonna bring back up my clip. With my media 1 selected, I'm gonna then grab a polygon node. In the inspector tab, I'm gonna hit invert so I can see my subject. And then I'm gonna mask out his head. So I'm gonna hold Control and zoom in and create a mask. With my subject masked out, I'll go into the inspector tab, add a little soft edge. And then I hit invert to bring up my subject's head. From here, you're pretty much gonna rinse and repeat. So I'm gonna grab my media 2, take the output, connect it to the merge 1. It's gonna give me another merge. I'm gonna grab a polygon mask. I'm gonna hit invert so I can actually see my full subject. And then I'm gonna mask out his torso. Or torso and I guess his knee right here. Now my mask is a little bit sloppy, so I can go through here and decrease the border width. And with that soft edge, it kind of make up for the difference. Now when you're done masking, you actually want to go through and box select all your masks. As long as you don't touch anything here in the node flow, you can go through here, zoom in, and you can correct the mask. So stuff like here where it's not connecting, just stretches out. And you can tell which mask you're working on by the color is turned red. That's the one you're actually working on. Now the part here, since the masks are overlapping, as you see go through his head, I can now go through and actually correct this by bringing the mask down underneath his head. Then I'll just go through and tweak it piece by piece in order to separate and keep his head separated from the rest of his body. Keep in mind that your mask doesn't have to be picture perfect due to the fact you will have motion blur, and it's a quick transition of 1 second. Now once you're done, you just go down here and click in your node flow and get rid of the mask grid. And then click on the media 1. We're gonna grab a transform. I'm gonna use the transform to animate each part of the body. I'm gonna go to my last frame. I'm gonna set a keyframe on the center, size, and angle. I want the head to actually come in last. So I'm actually gonna go to frame 14. And in frame 14, I'm gonna bring down the size, and I'm gonna set a 180 direction on the angle. Now I actually wanna create like a little bounce. So I'm gonna go to frame 21, and actually I'm gonna crease his head oversized a little bit. And then by frame 23, it come back down to normal. The mask has been animated. So if you wanna get rid of that, I'm gonna click on Poly 2. I'm gonna go to 14 where I actually change the mask to go around his head. And then I'm gonna right click here on where it says right click for animation in the inspector tab, and then remove polyline. That's gonna keep my mask at that particular frame throughout the whole duration. Go through and do the same thing for each mask. So any alterations and corrections I made won't get wiped away. Now for organization, if you want, you can go through and select maybe a media or your mask or whatever you want to. Hit F2, and then you can rename to the body parts if you want to. I'm gonna go now into media 2 and grab a transform node, and basically gonna repeat the same process. Go to the last frame of my clip. I'm gonna set keyframes on the center, size, and angle. And go back to the very first frame. I'm gonna move this on the x-axis to the left, or to the right rather. And go to about frame 14. And I'm actually have it move all the way over to the left. So now it's actually going all the way off screen, then coming back and to line up with his head at the last frame. And then I'm gonna go through with another transform node and animate both of his arms. Anytime you're animating or moving with the transform node, the green box indicates where your subject is. So it's up here at the top. And then of course, as it animate back in, you'll see the subject coming in. Now for this arm, I'm actually have it up and over to the left. And I want it to be fully in frame by around frame 14. So I'm actually go through here on the keyframes on 14. I'm gonna right click and hit set to default to put in the right position. And then I'm gonna actually go back to the first frame. I'm gonna type in 360. Now when it animates in, you're gonna notice it's all off centered. So I'm actually go through here and change my pivot point. You want the pivot point to actually be over your subject. So I'm gonna move the X and Y until it actually centers up. But now when it rotates in, it's going to rotate on the axis of the subject. And now lastly, get another transform to bring in the last arm. And for this one, I'm pretty much do the same thing, but I'm gonna have it coming from the opposite angle, so it's gonna be lowered to the right instead of up to the left. So you notice on the left arm how the animation continues to spin when it gets here. To correct that, I'm going to frame 14. In the Switches tab, I hit this little icon here, so it's set it at 0. So now it will complete the 360 rotation on its way down to the animation. And that was because I originally set my keyframe at frame 23. Now we have everything animated. I'm going over here to the spline editor. I'm gonna move this up. And I'm gonna go through and select all my transforms. With everything selected, I'm gonna go down here and select this little select all icon. And then I'm gonna right click within the workflow here and select ease. And I'm gonna select out cubic. That's gonna give you a quick animation in and kind of gradually slow it down towards the end. The last thing we're missing now is motion blur. I'm gonna cut off my spline editor. Now if I go into the toolbar and grab a transform, place it on my node flow, I can go into the inspector tab and select motion blur. I'm gonna select 4 over 280. And now this one transform node is gonna activate motion blur for everything else in front of it. It makes it a lot easier on your computer to have motion blur on one transform versus having on 4 different ones. So now back in the edit page, you can preview it back. Now for the little extra sauce, if you want to, it's completely up to you. Shameless plug. You can pick up my Rumble Pack camera shape presets. If you go into media pool, actually I'm gonna go into and grab a adjustment clip, which comes included in the Rumble Pack. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of the light rumbles. I'm gonna place it on top of the clip. I ain't gonna lie, that looks pretty good to me. Now, a link for the Rumble Pack will be in the description down below, as well as the video where I talk about the Rumble Pack more. But other than that, that is today's video. That is the stack transition. If you got any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. Hit like if you like today's video, and subscribe to the channel for future DaVinci Resolve content.